I post a lot of pictures on Facebook and I put videos up of things like my load-ins when I load up my truck or my setups at my gigs. And a lot of people ask me questions like, why don't you use speaker covers? They're super easy. They help save your speakers. They only take a minute or two to take on and off. Or why don't you use a facade? It only takes a minute or two to set up. Or why don't you use another light because it only takes a minute or two to set up? All of these questions on my videos and my photos. And I wanted to do a video to kind of give those people an explanation as to why you don't see things like speaker covers or facades or a lot of extra lighting at a lot of my gigs. A lot of people have forgotten that I am disabled, and I'm highly functioning as a disabled person. I'm able to do a lot of things that people thought I couldn't do. But I am still disabled, and I do have to streamline things to make what I do possible. I'm going to give you some explanation in this video because a lot of people still won't understand. And a lot of people think they have solutions for me, but they're not. You kind of have to walk a mile in my shoes to really see where I'm at. If you go back 5 years, I had been out of the hospital for about a month and a half or 2 months at this point, and I was starting to gig again. Now, the only way I could do that was with roadies, and I would have a few people rotate in and out to help me load my truck up, set up my equipment, and just kind of hang tight until the gig was over, and then break it down, load it in my truck, come home with me, and then unload it into my house. In fact, at first I couldn't even drive. I had to have people drive back and forth to my gigs for me. But I learned how to drive, so that wasn't an issue anymore. But then I was running into problems where people weren't showing up like they should, on time or at all. And this put a lot of stress on me. I'd have to hustle last minute to find a warm body that I could grab to help me go do a gig. And that was hard. I mean, stress was the last thing I needed post-stroke. So at first I thought to myself, wow, you know what? If I cannot get anybody and I had to go do this gig, and these performances are very important to me, these wedding receptions or parties are very important to me. Not as important as it would be to an assistant, of course. They can call in sick or whatever, or forget or oversleep, but I can't do that. So I thought to myself, wow, if no one shows up and I have to load my truck up and go do a gig, what equipment could I buy or put together where I could do this in an emergency situation? And I asked this question on Facebook and in videos and everything else, and everyone said the same thing. Just hire better people. You can't do this. This is going to be too hard for you, not even possible, and you're only going to be able to do a gig for like 50 people with a teeny tiny system. Well, I didn't accept that, and I built a system that I felt like was good for about 100 people. Turns out I was playing 250 plus with it and getting compliments on it. Now, who gets compliments on their audio system? Not a lot of people, but I got compliments on my little system. Cosmetics and sound-wise, people loved it. So I built this system that no one said I could build. I was able to load it in my vehicle. I was able to unload it at the gig, set it up, perform, break it down, load it back up, bring it home, no problem. However, there were some things that I had to do to streamline this setup, such as not do speaker covers. Now, some of you were saying, they only take a minute or two, what's the big deal? The thing is, what takes you a minute or two could take me several minutes, could take me 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes on my setup time. Now, there are a couple things to think about here. First of all, yeah, an extra 5 minutes isn't a real big deal. However, as you may know, when you go to a job, sometimes you don't have 2 hours to set up equipment. Sometimes you've got to get it up in less than an hour. That's just logistically how it works. So I have to get all of my stuff set up in a timely manner. I also have to have things I can manage, like self-winding cables, lightweight speakers, and streamlined light shows. Now, I'm not compromising anything for the client. The client isn't looking at this and saying there's not enough lighting or there's not enough sound. So I have everything the client needs, but I don't have extras on there like speaker covers, for instance, or facades, or extra lighting or whatever it might be. Again, 5 minutes isn't a big deal, even if it takes me 5 minutes to do this. But how many 5-minute tasks am I going to add on to my setup? If you add 5 things that take you 1 minute, that's a 5-minute thing. If you add 5 things to my life that take 5 minutes apiece, that's 25 minutes. And even if I had 25 minutes to set all this stuff up, which I could do, I mean, I'm able to do these things. I could put up a facade. I could have speaker covers and find a place to put these things because I got it all worked out where everything goes and stashed and everything else. If I could do it, it burns my energy. And what I have to explain to people is a lot. Think of my energy level as you would a battery. Now, when a lot of people wake up in the morning, they're 100% charged. So they got 100% battery life to get them through the day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm at about 60%. What a lot of people don't realize is I can't just wake up in the morning and walk around in my underwear for an hour. The reason I can't do that is because I need ankle support. I can't walk barefoot, or I could break a toe or twist my ankle. I literally have to get out of bed and get completely dressed immediately to even go to the bathroom. Getting dressed probably burns 10 to 15% of my battery time right there. Believe it or not, it's very hard to do. And I can't even, like I say, go to the bathroom until I've got shoes and socks on. And you might as well put your pants on, because if you don't, you're going to just do it all over again. Take your shoes off, put your pants on. It's a pain in the butt. My life is kind of hard that way. And I don't talk about it a lot. And I'm highly functional. So a lot of people kind of forget, oh yeah, he did have a stroke, I guess. And I've recovered well. And I'm able to do things no one said I could do. But yeah, I still have limitations, and I still have to cut some corners here and there. So that's the explanation. Thank you very much for forgetting about it. That makes me feel good. But once in a while, I got to remind people, this is the position I'm in. And I don't want to make excuses. This is just how it is. And I'm able to function and do these things, but I got to do them this way. Otherwise, I don't know if I can work or not. But this way I can definitely work. And the way I've put these systems together, I can get them in and set up and not be completely exhausted, so I can perform and not be grouchy and forget things or whatever. Break it down and bring it home. It's just how it's got to be. That's how I've worked it out. I'm always working on new things and new ways to do it. In fact, I'm on the second version of the micro system. I'm probably on 3 or 4 different versions of the light show. I really like the light show I have right now. It's easy and effective. So if you're asking questions like, why don't you use speaker covers? This is why. So you know. I'm going to post this video as a response to anybody who asks me that question in the future, because I'm tired of answering it. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.